beliefs. You gotta be quiet about most of them, or you're gonna be committed or something. And that is very isolating, but at the same time, I don't want to be debating any of my opinions or the things that I think about this world, you know? Cause you would probably vomit if you knew even a smidgen of the truth. You wouldn't be able to stomach it. So I'll walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away. I'll do it before you have to. Doesn't offend me that we don't see. Illuminati eye to Illuminati eye. That's a good joke, damn it, because it's not a joke. It's on the dollar bill. But it's easier to have a small group of people that you think aren't lying. But that's kind of silly, man. It is. Well, if we've all been lied to, then lying is something that people are prone to do because they can't help it. And I can't fault them for it. Why would I get mad about any of this? Not that I don't, but it's kind of pointless. But I wouldn't be the person that you see if that hadn't happened, hadn't happened, hadn't happened. Nothing's a waste, nothing's a waste, nothing's a waste. Unless you got nothing, 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 nothing. I guarantee you, I promise you, you can find something. You can find something. The only true meaning in this world is to use your time well. That's it. If you can use your time well, you are better than the majority of people that have ever existed. You know? But, you know, I was thinking tonight, like these church services that I go to are really long. You know, because a lot of people keep saying, time's being sped up, time's being sped up. It's our perception. Time isn't real, so there's nothing to speed up or slow down. It's our perception. So, when it's really busy at work, the time goes by really fast because you're not thinking about it, you know? That's why it seems like the days are a lot shorter, is because people are throwing them away. They're just mindlessly scrolling. Not everybody, okay? But a lot of people. And if a lot of people are doing it, then that's going to affect everybody. I mean, you can go take a walk, you can be with your pets, you can be with your spouse, you can you know, have hobbies and shit, and that's cool. But the world will still affect you. I keep being told by so many people that I should just be a nun. I'm like, yeah, I really should, man. I really should. Because I'm kind of in nun mode right now. Like, I've been reading the Psalms so much. It's really the only thing that makes any sense some of the time. But at least there's that. You know, a lot of people don't have that. So they're just grasping at straws. If that's a straw, it's a really big one. Okay? It's one of those like big ass pixie straws. You know the ones that have like the sugar? You know what I'm talking about? The pixie sticks? Like the big ones. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's the Psalms. Only it's not sugar. It's God. It won't give me cancer. I'm pretty sure that the Bible is the only thing that doesn't give us cancer. Okay, so at my work, they're getting rid of microwaves. And I said to my manager, I'm like, it's because they're really unhealthy, right? And we're like pretending that fast food is healthy because of beef tallow. Okay, so we don't have regular ass beef burgers anymore. We have like grass-fed beef. And I was thinking to myself, because what am I not thinking to myself? Like all this stuff about grass-fed, like what if that's a lie too? And who gives a fuck if the grass is poisoned, you know? I mean, if they're poisoned in the air, Monsanto is like spraying pesticides all over everything, then what the fuck does it even matter if it's grass-fed? You know, I don't know. I just think that everything's a lie. So this whole idea of like things being better or healthier, or like we're ever moving in a positive direction, that's complete crap. I think it's become more and more obvious that everything's a lie, but people are still holding on to this illusion that like things can be better, and you need to just stop. You need to stop this bullshit, okay? Just find stuff that you care about. Like, that makes the world better. When you have positive energy that you're responsible for creating. The problem with so many people is that they keep looking to other people to change things. And that's stupid. Greed will always be the way of the world. Okay? Greed, lust. I think those two things go hand in hand, actually. Pride. We all know about pride. Gluttony. But anyway, what was the point I was trying to make? Where I started going off about grass-fed shit. Okay, so like if you go to the store and you get milk, the grass-fed products are like $5 more. I mean, the milk does taste better, though. I will say that. It tastes better, but fuck that. I would just rather drink raw milk and get it illegally. It just makes a lot more sense. Anything that you get illegally, you can trust that those people probably know what they're doing because they're breaking the law. You know? They already have to watch their back. And there's a certain level of trust that they have to have with people that buy their products. You don't have to have that level of trust at the supermarket. You know? Damn it, what was I trying to say though? Oh, time. I think I was talking about time. Yeah, being sped up or whatever. Yeah, it's all perspective. So yeah, all these people that are throwing hours down a well because they're just doing this number. It's like, yeah, they're not using their time well. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that they're not using their time well. Okay, you can call me judgmental all you want. But yeah, like when I'm working or I'm in church or I'm just doing something, like I'm lost in whatever it is, I'm not thinking about time. But I think that the fact that collectively so many people are just giving into technology that has like the sole purpose of like robbing people of their spirit, then yeah, they're just wasting away. So that's really depressing, being surrounded with those types of people. And then you're just supposed to keep a positive attitude and be optimistic about everything when the world is like collectively killing itself. But really what it is like the tiny dot people. That's what I call them. The minions, the plebeian sheep, they're obsessed with the tiny dot. Whatever tiny dot they're told to care about. And the thing is, with people like me, we can see the bigger picture of it, but we connect too many dots. And so there's some of the time, like, those dots aren't connected at all, and we think that they're important. But we're just crazy, right? But I would rather be crazy in my own way and confused because I have so much going on, like, in my own head, rather than be confused because of stuff that I'm looking at, that I'm told to look at. I will always vouch for being crazy. I always, I don't know why I said it like that. I always vouch for being my own nuts, you know, because everybody else has proven that they're psycho. But if they're psychotic in a way that's socially acceptable, then, you know, who cares, right? Like, a lot of people are angry. I mean, I try to have fun when I get mad, but I realize that there can be, like, a very comedic element to that. But, like, when people at my work get mad, or I see people on the road getting mad, like, it is funny to me, but it's not funny to them. Like, they just want to stay in that state of mind, you know? And I could very easily get mad about all this stuff going on in the world and how stupid everybody is around me and how everybody consciously or subconsciously gave in to things that I didn't give into, and now I'm stuck living in this shit world because of y'all. But that's always the case, so I'm not trying to play the victim and whine about it. But, like, society will always progress because the majority of people don't question, like, what they're being told to buy. So it has nothing to do with politicians. And all these people, like, they wouldn't have the power that they do, and I really don't even think they have power at all, actually. But they wouldn't have, like, the authority that people give them to make them feel bad. They wouldn't have that unless people gave it to them. So, yeah, it's just frustrating knowing that. Like, my entire family does it. A lot of people that I work with do it. Comedians. Like, just hearing the stuff they talk about, the stuff that they think is important, it's just fucking nauseating, you know? And I realize that, like, I don't have to focus on that. I choose to focus on that because I want to stay bitter. But, you know, I guess it just depends on how I feel in that particular moment. It doesn't depend on the day. It depends on like those 15 minutes. Because like the way that my moods are, it's just it's a roller coaster inside of a roller coaster inside of a roller coaster. So, but it's mine. It's my roller coaster, damn it. A lot of the time it's one of those gravity rides, you know what I'm talking about? Like where you get like shot up really fast. And then like you go back down, you get shot up again, you go back down. Yeah, that's my life, dude. That's my life. But anyway. Yeah, time has never been real, but because society has to be structured, otherwise they fall apart. I mean, the reason why society is falling apart now is because like there's no actual structure, and people are realizing that more and more. I mean, I can tell you from my own personal experience that not having that is definitely a challenge, but like you make do. You figure out how to deal with it. You know, I discovered a long time ago, back when I was like on and off medication, that I just had to figure it out. I had to like learn how to deal with mental illness and not kill myself, you know? And I'm so glad, dude. I'm so glad. Because I could still be on pills that don't fix anything. And so, it's a work in success, right? It's a work in success. But if I didn't figure things out on my own, I don't think it would have mattered. Like, if the things that I've learned, I just read in a book, or, you know, somebody else told me, and I didn't, you know, have like living examples of those beliefs and things that I figured out along the way. You know, I mean, that's what's so stupid about people that like they read these self-help books and stuff. Oh my God, George Carlin, he made a joke a long time ago about how like self-help isn't like, if he's like, that's not self-help, that's help. Well, self-help is yet another thing in society that like is a joke. It's like literally making fun of itself, and the people that subscribe to that don't see it because they're too fucking lame. And it's like, I'm sure that there's positive things that you can get from all this stuff, but I think a major problem too is like the whole self-promotion, or like, you know, you discover something and you think that everybody should discover it, or like you realize like, oh, this is really good, and then you try to convince everybody that it would be good for them, or this is really bad, and then you try to convince everybody that it's bad for them. It's like, yeah, they're not, unless people figure it out on their own, they're probably not going to stick with it. So there's just no point in trying to help anybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, really though, really. Like, there's this guy that I work with who like showed up to work drunk again, and apparently they found a bunch of like beer cans in the back, and they can't prove that it was him, but it was obviously him because nobody else is gonna do that. But like my other coworkers were like, well, you know, you've been sober for a while, like you should try to help him. I'm like, I told him that I would, like if he wanted to work the steps, like I could help him with that. If he needed somebody to talk to about that. But that's the thing, like, He's probably gonna kill himself doing that. I hate it when people ask me for advice, like, oh, you can do this for this person. Like, no, you need to get used to them not being around. I mean, you're already used to them being intoxicated. Like, just get used to them, like, just not being here anymore. Because this is a decision that they're making. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people have to go that route, but it's just the way that it is. Most people don't make it. So, you can say that's cold and insensitive, but I'm just being real about it. I mean, like, I know people that have died from their, you know, dependency. People that kill themselves with drugs and alcohol, or people that killed themselves because they were withdrawing and they're trying to get off this shit, you know? Because people don't know how to do it right. That's why you got all these people on psychiatric drugs that are like in protracted withdrawal, because they think that they can just arbitrarily get off medication, or they can taper in like 2 weeks or some shit. They've been on medication for 5, 10, 20 years, and they think that they can get off this shit in 2 weeks. They're out of their fucking minds. But anyway, like I said, people don't know what drugs are, or like what they do, what they're for, and they don't understand how they react to them. So they're always going to be under the thumb of something. It's like, that's why I don't have a smartphone, because I knew immediately, I was like, this is so dangerous, dude. This is so dangerous. And the fact that people don't look at it like that is what's wrong with everybody. Because they don't see how susceptible they are to being sucked in to a load of bullshit. Because they don't understand their own fallibility. But they definitely don't understand like how they're making themselves easy to exploit because of their lack of understanding, their lack of discernment, their lack of self-awareness. People that are self-aware and virtuous, not just self-aware, they have to be virtuous. Okay? Because there are plenty of people that know that the phone's a problem. They're not going to do shit about it. They can complain about it, but they're already dead. Okay? They're already dead. Like, if you're, like, what's that saying in Hebrews? Faith without works is dead. Shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will shew thee my faith by my works. Okay? I need to put that on a poster because that's one of my favorite. No, I don't know if that's Hebrews. It might be James. Do I have the Bible with me? I don't think I do. Well, maybe I do. But yeah, so it's like you can realize things. So that's not just true about faith. That's not just true about the things that you believe in. That's like things that you don't believe in. Like, you might realize, like, oh, this is bad for me. Like, you know, for me, like, I realized that alcohol was bad for me for a long time. But, you know, I couldn't stop drinking. So you have to, like, devote yourself to doing something about it. Not just complaining about it or, like, pointing at it and noticing that it's terrible for you. You know? That's most people. Most people know that the phone is fucking bad. Yeah, I'm raising my voice because it really pisses me off. Most people know the phone's bad, but they're not willing to make any necessary changes. But yeah, faith without works is dead. So there's no point in like saying all this stuff about yourself if you're not willing to like do something about it, you know? I think that's why like I do this channel, because like I watch all my videos and I critique them, and so I hear myself say things and I'm like, wow, you're a hypocrite, bitch. No, it's in James. Here it is. Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead being alone. Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will shew thee my faith by my works. Okay, so that is James chapter 2, verses 17 through 18. There you go. Read it on your own. Don't just listen to me. Okay, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I know nothing. Okay? But I do have a penis up here.